Hi guys. I've been asked to share some of the voice exercises that I did that helped me recover from when I had muscle tension dysphonia. I didn't have a very serious case of it, but it was bad enough to keep me from speaking properly for a year and a half. And even now I'm still doing exercises to overcome it. For the first 6 months, I could barely speak a phrase at a time. There were weeks when I could just barely speak a word. But I know that there are worse cases than what I had. And I also know that I'm not a professional voice therapist. Okay? So some of the exercises I give you may potentially be dangerous for you. I'm just going to give you like what I did. And I really strongly recommend you running these past your voice therapist before actually trying them out, to make sure that it won't cause you any damage. Now, the first one of the most helpful exercises that I found, strangely enough, was taking some tissue or something, and holding your tongue and just pulling it out and holding it there for 30 seconds. Okay, I found that this really helped relieve the tension, and when I started to speak after that, it was much easier. Okay, the other thing that I had was the fact that I was very tense here, so massaging like circular motions here and then doing like left and right like that, just trying to ease the muscles in that area. The other thing is relax. Okay, it's very important to relax. And I realized and I remember that there was a fear of speaking. And when I feared speaking, what I would do is I would bring my voice back and kind of speak from here, which is the worst thing you can do because it just makes things worse. Okay, so you need to kind of have good posture, be relaxed, and try and focus your voice to be here, whether it's called the mask of your face. A good thing to do is try and visualize your voice being formed here at this point. What else? Yeah, so it's important for your voice to be formed right here. Okay, so what I would do, because my muscles had learnt to vocalize further back, I had to do various exercises to kind of help myself learn to resonate here. So one thing would be just to use the consonant, the sound, and try and make it resonate here. But before I did that, actually, now that I'm just recalling everything, I did some diaphragm exercises. Okay, so kind of like breathing in from your diaphragm, holding it for 3 seconds, and then breathing out, and then breathing in again, and trying breathing it out longer. Breathing in, holding it for 5 seconds, and then letting it out. Things like that. You can find diaphragm exercises that are, and it's good to have strong diaphragm muscles to learn to use your diaphragm when you speak, so that you're not using, the wrong muscles and everything. So once you get your diaphragm exercises going, using the sound, and then trying to do that with vowels like ma or meh, all the different vowels with in front, and then try and, in the beginning, you have a longer sound to kind of, and then try and just make that come to as short as possible. Other things that we did was saying words. After that, you learn to say words using the So like you say, I was doing it in Greek, but you can do it in English, doesn't really matter. So you'd be like, let me think of a word. Hello? Hello? Or go away. Just try and use and say a word. Just pick anything in your house, like milk, okay? And once you're able to speak and say the word and have it be formed here using that, you move on to phrases, right? So, my name is Kostas, and you try and have it, the whole thing, formed here. Another thing that's very important is to open your mouth when you speak, which I still have a problem with. I didn't open my mouth much when I spoke, and that was also a problem. So, and I had to do exercises to kind of open the jaw and everything, and make, relax my jaw, because my jaw was very tense, and I had to do exercises to relax my jaw. Some of them, like chewing gum, supposed to help, or counting while doing this, chewing and counting and things like, just to relax your mouth. It's very important to be relaxed. Another thing that I found that helped was actually humming, and even humming songs like let me think. One of the ones that worked for me was believe it or not, that Darth Vader song, like whatever, just humming and making sure that when you hum, the vibration is here. And once you manage to do phrases using the sound, you move on to sentences, and then you move on to more and more and more. The other thing was learning to trying to count with the the whole thing being formed there. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and have it kind of continue, like one one number moving into the next, and then you breathe in for like 4 seconds, and then you do it again, and just these are just some of the exercises I was given. I'm not going to give explicit ones because they were, first of all, they're in Greek, and secondly, the voice therapist who gave them to me asked me not to give them to anyone else because she considers them her intellectual property, and I'd like to honor that. Yeah, and then it was just like learning to speak softly without whispering, because whispering is very bad for you. We shouldn't whisper. So I was just learning to speak softly, like how you would speak in the movies to someone, and having it being formed here. Well, I mean, for now, I think these are more than enough to go on, and I would say run them by your voice therapist, and if they're okay with them, try them out. But you need to persevere. Like there were days when I thought, this is not working for me. It is never going to work. I'm never going to be able to do it. And I just had to keep on trying every day. Every day I was praying, and I was just persevering through it. And praise God, I was able to do it. I hope this helps.